We're going to do a wonderful Italian-style roast rack of pork today. Now we're going to stuff this with some pancetta and some fennel seeds and serve it with some roasted cherry tomatoes. And what we need to do firstly, take our pork and we're going to open it up so that we can put the pancetta and the fennel in there. Best way to do this, use your knife to get a guide so you don't go too deep. Put it on the pork skin, see how far down you want to go, and use that as a guide. So I know I need to go up to the B on the global knife there. Lift it up and then just insert it in until I get to the depth that I want to go to. Then we're just going to cut across. Now don't go all the way to the ends, it just helps tie it up a bit later on. So we'll open that up, and into that, our pancetta. Now we're going to stuff all this pancetta in there, and what this is going to do while it cooks, it's going to break down and help season that pork meat and help to add a little bit more depth of flavour. We're going to add some fennel seeds, sprinkle them in, stuff them right in there, close it up. Now we're going to truss the pork. Using some butcher's twine now. So quite simply, lay the butcher's twine on the board, place it in between the first two pork bones, and then just like you would a shoelace, we're going to tie it up. Don't have to be too fancy with this, you can just use a normal knot, or another trick for you is to twist the butcher's twine, and this will lock it off so that when you let it go, it doesn't loosen off. Then we can just do a little knot in here, and we're good to go there. Repeat the process 2 more times. Twist. So what we're doing here is we're locking in all those flavours, all that pancetta flavour, all those fennel seeds. It's going to permeate through the meat. Now this is a great method to cook the pork rack with. It's one that you don't want to dry out too much. You want to keep it nice, just cooked. Obviously we need to make sure it's cooked. So tie it off, and we're good to go. So now we need to score the skin. Now don't score too deeply here because we don't want to go into our pocket. Now score as many times as you want, or as little times as you want. We need to make sure we don't score too deep, because otherwise we'll go into the pocket that we've made and those fennel seeds start to come out. Finally, trim off our loose bits, and then into the baking dish. Now I'm going to put some olive oil onto this. Not too much, just enough to give a good coat over the skin. Give it a good rub. Don't be afraid to get your hands into it. And then a good bit of salt. The salt does several things during the cooking process here. It will draw the extra moisture out, so we'll get extra crispy crackling. It'll also help provide a bit of seasoning inside. Now we're going to go into the oven. So just finishing cutting the string here of the pork. Cut this into some nice cutlets, so feed a family of 4. So the best way to carve this, find the backbone here, have a look. You can see where the 2 bones end. We need to aim for that section by starting at the top and working our way through. This was in the oven for 25 minutes at 220 degrees. Oh, listen to that crackling. Doesn't that sound amazing? And look at that, lovely juicy pork. 220 degrees for 25 minutes, and then we've dropped the temperature down to 180 degrees, and we've done it for 25 minutes for every 500 grams. So this was about 1 kilo, so we did it for another 40 minutes. With 20 minutes to go, we dropped in some cherry tomatoes, and they're just perfect. So you don't have to be too perfect or too precious with this, just get through it. And then save the biggest piece for yourself, obviously. That's always that end bit, that's mine. Yes, onto our serving platter. Our cherry tomatoes that we popped in the oven to garnish it up. And we've got some fried basil leaves, just to bring the Italian colours into it, the red, white and green. Now be careful if you're throwing off basil leaves, just get some nice hot oil, drop them in. They will spit at you, don't worry about that, just jump away. Drop them over and get a nice piece of bread to mop up the juices with, or use your finger.